Hello, hello, everybody. We are going to be going into the next part of the Trump reading finally. I'm really sorry for the delay. It has been a very busy summer for me. So what I'm going to be doing in this part is you all asked a lot of really good questions in the comments of that last video, which I will link that video below. It is number 903. So I'm going back through the comments of 903 and I'm going to pick a couple that stand out and we're just going to kind of start in that direction. I had it on a question. Where did it go? Okay, so please remember that this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not facts. Okay, so we're going to start with the question of why did Trump's security detail look the other way? This is not the deck I want to use. This one will be better. Why did Trump's security detail look the other way? We're going to also be using the Whispers deck to get a little bit more detail. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers. So the Lovers would represent someone making a choice here. Let me make this screen a little smaller. And now I lost my place. Okay, the Lovers would represent someone making a choice here. The Wheel of Fortune to me feels like money exchanging hands or a pre-planned twist of fate. Eight of Cups, walking away from something unfulfilled. So things did not go the way that those who had a heads up about them prior, they did not go the way that they expected them to go. Queen of Pentacles here, if you look, since this is the after tarot, you can see her reflection in the pentacle that she's holding up. Well, now you can't because the light's too bright. There we go. You can see her reflection in the pentacle that she's holding up. It's almost like, why did the security detail choose to look the other way? It feels like there was a choice or decision made to try and avoid the accountability that the ball had already been dropped on. A choice or decision made to avoid accountability for the ball that had already been dropped. Clarifier for Wheel of Fortune, we have Weapon. So Wheel of Fortune would be a twist of fate. Wheel of Fortune would be like the pre-planned element of this to me. Weapon, it feels like, I don't know if I should, I don't know how to word this. It feels like there was a ball dropped when the weapon with this individual was witnessed prior to this happening, and for some reason that led to decisions to look the other way, almost like this feeling of, if it's this far, we're already going to get in trouble for how far it was allowed to unfold. Eight of Cups clarifier. Money. I said money exchanging hands. Queen of Pentacles. So avoiding accountability for no self-reflection. That's where I got the accountability from, and we're getting no. So somebody was trying to avoid looking at a mistake that had already happened. That was the pushing over of dominoes. The Lovers is somebody making a choice. What choice did someone make? Disposing of evidence in reverse and grandparent elder in reverse. So grandparent elder in reverse would be the young individual who did this. Disposing of evidence in reverse is because somebody saw something that was ignored. And for some reason, that led to other things. That led to the instance of the security detail looking the other way. Can I have more information about that? 3 cards to make that make sense. Down the rabbit hole in reverse. Self-sabotage in reverse. So I'm trying to not go down that hole. I'm not trying to look too much into this, because if I start looking into this now, it's going to make a decision that was made prior look bad. Can I have a clarifier if I'm on the right track with that? What just came out? Oh, truth. Oh. So I don't want to look too much more into that, because it's going to make a decision that I already made look even worse. Maybe somebody can help that make more sense, but that's what I'm getting for that question. Let's go on to the next question. So almost like when you make one bad decision and then you make subsequent additional bad decisions in order to try and cover up for the initial bad decision without realizing that the bad, or maybe realizing or maybe not realizing that the additional bad decisions are going to lead to something even worse than it would have been if you just addressed the initial first bad decision. 7 of Cups in reverse. So not seeing something clearly, and then once I see it clearly, I recognize it being too late, and I need to try and cover up for what I already did or made a decision on. Let me see. One second, let me look for the next question. So this one isn't a question, but I really want to see what cards come out. The leaders of most countries do not pull their own strings, the U.S. included. The families they answer to have been in the empire building business for a very long time. Good, correct in reverse. Fear. Justice, karma in reverse. Trapped. So it feels like what this is pointing towards is close, but some element of it is even bigger than that. I'm drawn to the word, the families they answer to have been in the empire building business for a very long time. I tend to believe that this good, correct card is pointing towards there's something even bigger than the families that the countries are answering to, almost like not the families individually as separate entities, but more of a group or something that has been formed from the like top power people in each of those family groups in order to instill fear. So it feels like the leaders of most countries do not pull their own strings. They are pushed into making certain decisions based off of fear tactics of not the families per se, but the group that has come together from the families that we would be able to find information about. So like, if you think you've discovered the top of it, that's not the top of it. There's a secret hidden top of it that's grouped together by the top that we can discover, if that makes sense. Justice, karma in reverse, and trapped. It feels like the fear tactics that are often used is, why am I not finding that word in my brain? Blackmail. Like, because you're trapping someone by using something that they may not have wanted to come out against them. All right, let's get clarifiers here. We have good, correct in reverse. Aliens. Okay, see, because I said it was like not just like close, but think bigger. Okay, so not just the families, but the group that has come together from the families or from the top power people in the families, if that makes sense. Fear, using a fear tactic, propaganda, fake news in reverse. So yes, that's the tactic that is used, is getting people afraid of things that they wanted to keep hidden, that were not right, immoral, illegal, etc. Didn't want them to come out. We're trapping you by using that against you. Man-made disaster avoidable in reverse, justice karma in reverse. So it feels like whatever they use is solid proof that if you're not going to follow what we want you to follow and this comes out, it's going to end your career or your popularity or whatever it is. So it feels like they really get hard evidence on those that they need to do their bidding for them, so that they make the decisions for them. Final ending in reverse and trapped. If you don't want the end of your career or your family life or your good reputation, then you're gonna follow what we want you to do. Allegedly, my opinion. Did I say that? All of this is not facts, all alleged, my opinion. Okay, let me look for the next question. 1 second. Okay. Did the counter sniper team see the shooter on the roof? They were positioned looking in that direction. Did the counter sniper team see the shooter on the roof? 3 of Cups in reverse, 5 of Wands in reverse, 8 of Wands in reverse. So with these that came out, I said, was it that they were trying to buy time or not act quick enough? And then we have 8 of Wands in reverse, which is the opposite of fast movement or some kind of delay. We have 3 of Cups in reverse. So it does indicate independence, or like someone on a wallflower. Okay. And this person was literally on the top of a building. So that's kind of what that signifies to me, is like they've singled someone out of a crowd. And it's interesting because this is the after tarot deck. So typically with the 5 of Wands, they're all standing up fighting. This is in reverse, or this is the after tarot. So it's the scene after. They're not standing up fighting. They're sitting down. They're kind of defeated. And it's in reverse. So it's almost like we should be fighting this, but we're going to wait and buy time or not act quickly. So that would lead me to believe, yes, we single him out. We spot him. We typically would rush into action, but for some reason this time, we're dragging our feet. Can I have clarifiers or confirmations? 3 of Cups in reverse. Royalty in reverse. Sad, emotional in reverse. So royalty in reverse would be Trump here, okay? Like in this case, in this instance. Sad, emotional in reverse is like, I'm happy to wait and see what happens. It makes me, it's a better decision for me personally. And me personally, I feel is someone who dropped a ball previously. So right now it's easier for me to wait and hope that nothing happens, or hope that whatever I want to happen happens, than try and jump in and derail or change the situation. I can't understand why, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Corrupted media source. Corrupted media source under 8 of Wands in reverse is like, I took bad advice. Okay, so it feels like what this is saying is the person who dropped the ball and was then pushing over dominoes in order to avoid accountability for dropping the ball. It feels like that person was giving orders to another person, and that other person was in charge of the delay. Is that fair to say? Almost like one person intentionally or unintentionally covering up for another person who had dropped the ball. Work, yeah, colleagues. And they're standing there kind of watching these sparks. I have one more card. Okay, 2 more cards. Flight, air travel in reverse, and collapse. Didn't think it would really go all the way through, or person that was taking directions from other person was made to believe that it was not going to go all the way through. It was an incredible threat. Almost like this feeling of person 1, I drop a ball somewhere. I drop a ball, and then in order to cover up for me dropping the ball, I give instructions because I'm in some kind of leadership position or some kind of directing decision-making position. I tell person 2, wait, or don't do this or don't do that, because if we make a scene and do this, it's going to shine light on the ball that I already dropped. So I tell you nothing's going to happen. It's not credible. So I make you wait a little bit too long. Well, a lot too long, but you know what I mean? I make you wait too long in order to cover up for my initial dropping of the ball. But I, person 1, convince you, person 2, that it's not going to take off. The plan is going to fail. Almost like if person 2 was told, okay, don't make a scene, don't do anything. It's going to shine light on this. We're going to come in a different way and alleviate the issue. But then the alleviation of the issue never comes. And then by the time person 2 realizes it and takes the shot, it's a little bit too late. Is that fair to say? Biology, chemistry, scientific, true. True? What would biology, chemistry, scientific? The science is true. Oh, okay. So I referenced the shooter in the last video kind of being under some form of like mental thing. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like how that person was convinced to see things from a certain point of view, the same is true for that person number 2 that was waiting on behalf of person number 1. Okay, so science and science. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let me find, oh wait. There's another question with that one. 1 second. So, and if so, which I do believe it's so, did they see the sniper on the roof? I do believe yes. And if so, why didn't they act before the shots were fired? Oh, that's what we just answered. Did they get a stand down order? And if yes, who gave the order? So I just said something about delay. Was that like an open stand down order? Or was that more like, hey, help me out, stand down for now, buy me a few minutes, I'm going to take care of this in a different way type of thing? Judgment, the Emperor, and Justice in reverse. So the Emperor would be the person that was making that decision. It does feel like it's a male who had a decent amount of responsibility or like in chargeness that day. Judgment would be the announcement from the one person to the other. So that would be the stand down order. Stand down order coming from the Emperor, even though they knew it was not necessarily the right thing to do. Can I have a confirmation on that? 2 of Pentacles. I'm weighing my options. How do I cover up for the ball that was dropped? By fixing whatever I can now. Okay, hold on. Let me find the next question. Okay. Will there be another attempt? What is the backup plan from the top? So will there be another attempt? 9 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Cups. 7 of Wands in reverse. I read this as like, we can't go about this in the same way. Almost like if there was a backup plan that was in place before the first attempt, something about the first attempt made that second attempt, the possibility of a second attempt, need to be re-looked at or restructured. On like something in the first attempt made whatever was potentially planned as a second attempt not be a viable option. Yeah, 4 of Cups in reverse. And this is the after tarot. Typically, this cup is coming out of the cloud and it's an empty cup. This is pouring out what was already in the cup. So there was something in the cup. There was some kind of plan. We need to dump that out and come up with a different plan. What in the first attempt made whoever is them behind the scenes have to change the idea for a second attempt? What's the factor in the first one? 3 cards. Money in reverse. Grandparent elder. Friend in reverse. Male in reverse. Grandparent elder. Something about a focus on the kid's age. Money in reverse, something about a focus around how did this young person pull off such, I don't want to say like unheard of, because obviously assassinations have happened, but like a very unexpected large scale operation by himself. Friend in reverse is like friend in reverse and male in reverse. Like what in the first attempt made something had to be shifted for the second attempt. I feel like there was this attempt to paint a certain picture or a certain narrative that didn't pan out the way they wanted it to, because there was a lot of focus on, okay, now the detail and the service, like whoever was protecting this event, now they look bad because how did this young kid by himself come in here and do all this? It feels like that has caused whoever's behind the scenes pushing these things to happen to have to be like, okay, we need to restructure a plan B because we can't try this again, or it's just going to make us look completely silly if twice a young kid beats out the whole service team that's meant to be protecting this person. Drugs and poison. It's almost like the narrative that's coming from this about the protection detail based off of how big of a fail it was and how it shouldn't have been. Because if it's just one young kid on his own that's positioned on the only roof that would be like, you know, a viable option for this kind of attack. If it was so easy for this kid, it's not doing what they wanted it to do. It's making them look bad. It feels like that's being restructured in terms of a potential future plan. So that being said, I do feel like, would it be fair to say that they're trying to figure out how to try again without making the protective detail look completely unequipped to do their jobs? Is that fair to say? Outer space in reverse, revenge in reverse, digital. So this came out upright, but then it kind of flips. So I'm going to take it on its side. Low vibrational, propaganda and fake news in reverse. So real news, revenge in reverse. It's like we need to not make it obvious where this is coming from. In space, how do we get close enough? Digital, how do we get something digital to make it look like there's no way that they could have derailed this plan this time? Like, how do we get proof that the person who did the next one actually outsmarted the people? Some bigger scale type of thing. Low vibrational, it's almost like they really want to almost like if another attempt is done, it'll be from some kind of organized group where it's like, oh, well, obviously they had an opportunity to outsmart the security detail. It feels like that type of thing. I don't know. Let me pull one of these. What would be a date of potential importance regarding some kind of plan against Trump, whether that be another attempt or whether that just be some kind of heightened, forceful attempt to take him down in some way that's very obvious. Like what would be a date for a potential attempt at like a hostile takeover over Trump's camp? That's what they call that, right? When you're campaigning. A date of importance. Not the right time. Okay, so not right now, not happening soon. It's not something that we need to be looking over our shoulders for right now, but wait. Okay, so not right now. Not right now. So do I think another one is right around the corner? No, I think they're kind of scrambling to figure out how and what to do to not make themselves look inadequate at their own jobs. Okay, where did I go? Okay, 1 second. Let me look for. This isn't a question, but I just want to kind of see what cards come out when I say it. Allegedly, my opinion. Pennsylvania is the headquarters for BlackRock. Pennsylvania is the headquarters for BlackRock. Private property in reverse, communication, love in reverse, some kind of message of fear coming out of that headquarters. Is that fair to say? The operation. Some kind of message of fear coming out of that headquarters, military operation. Is it fair to say that how I referenced in the beginning, the people at the top using blackmail as a fear tactic, is it fair to say that that was happening around the time coming out of BlackRock during the or before the assassination attempt? Struggle in reverse. There's that science experiment card again. Struggle in reverse would be bribery, would be I'll get you out of something that you're dealing with if you do something for me. Science experiment is reversed. So not out of BlackRock itself, but out of someone who's connected to it. Is that fair to say? Fine ending. Do not resuscitate. Is it fair to say that there is someone who has a connection to BlackRock that was aware earlier in the day prior to Trump's event? Someone was aware that this kid was going to make this attempt, and the plan was for him to not come out of it alive. Can't confirm. Is it fair to say that someone connected to BlackRock was aware of the potential of this event, but did not necessarily know how it was going to end? Truth. Okay. Corruption being exposed. Spouse or partner cover up. So truth. Someone trying to cover up a connection in which money exchanged hands for some kind of corruption. Good, correct, in reverse. Trying to cover up a connection. It's not money exchanging hands. It's the use of blackmail. Nobody got anything out of their role. They got out of something that could have came to them if they did not do what they were told. Murder in reverse. I need to stay alive. I need to stay okay. Is it fair to say that this wasn't blackmail in the sense of like, I'll give you money to do this or that? This is like, anyone who played a role behind the scenes in this was doing so out of fear of something being exposed about them if they didn't. Outside, out in the open, exposed. Okay, what's that? Assassination, murder for hire in reverse. So it was not, is it fair to say that the shooter himself was not being blackmailed? It's someone who was connected to him. The Sun in reverse. The Sun in reverse. In my previous reading, I was saying I thought it was the father that had some kind of nefarious connection. The Sun in reverse. I said it wasn't the shooter, it was someone connected to him. So not the Sun, but the not the Sun, but the Ace of Cups, 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands in reverse. I need to put down the heavy burden for both of us. I'm not going to go there right now. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay. Oh, sorry. That was maybe loud. Okay, so the next question is, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Who benefited the most from this happening? Which side? So let's look at Trump. Let's look at Biden. Trump, we have 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords in reverse, and the Tower. Biden, we have Queen of Swords in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse, and 8 of Wands. It feels like with Trump, there is this, how do I word that? A snowball rolling down a hill effect of support, that the snowball was at the top of the hill, but this helped to push the snowball down the hill. So it has helped to generate the support that was kind of like hanging on to try and not support. Okay, now I kind of support, if that makes sense. 2 of Swords in reverse, and the Tower, the blindfold coming off about what is the intensity of what is really going on that we don't often see. I think I'd word this as, from Trump's side, I told you so. Are you going to support me now? Because what I said is actually now visibly happening. And with Biden, we have Queen of Swords in reverse, which I tend to believe is representing the VP. 5 of Swords in reverse, 8 of Wands in reverse. It feels like what this is saying is it sped things up for the Biden side to kind of have to put the VP in the position that she's in now, where Biden has kind of stepped back. So it feels like it was a shuffling of chess pieces that allowed Trump to say, I told you so, and the other side to be like, okay, well, now look, now we have to make this decision with Biden to pull him back and push her forward. That's what I'm getting. Hopefully that kind of answers that question. Let me find the next question. Okay, this isn't a question, but I want to pull cards for it and see what comes out. JFK situation 2.0, CIA all over this. I'll pull 3 for the first part of that, 3 for the second part, and then we're just gonna see what happens. So these are the 3 for JFK situation 2.0, and then for CIA all over this, okay. JFK situation 2.0. No, wrong way, do not enter. Angels, ancestors in reverse. Trash. JFK situation 2.0. It feels like what this is saying is different reasons, like the same evil involved. Trash. I almost want to word this as like whoever's behind the scenes intended for JFK to meet his demise. Where with this, it feels almost like it was more of an exposure plot, like taking out the trash, more of an exposure plot. Can I have a clarifier for no, wrong way? Change of plans. Yeah, there's some important element of it that's different. So I get where you're going with that. And I feel like there's a lot of truth behind that. But I also feel like what this is saying is, yes, but either there's different rhyming and reasoning of it, or there was different, like how it was meant to play out was different. There's some major factor that's different between the two things. CIA all over this, law enforcement in reverse, making a confession in reverse, and work. Oh. So remember I said person number one giving direction to person number two. I was looking at person number one as someone who was just there for that event. Is it fair to say that person number one that gave the hold on instruction to person number two, that person was bigger or higher up than just this event? Is that fair to say? Final ending in reverse. So that's the person that didn't want their mistake aired out, or their initial dropping of the ball aired out. Breakup, separation, divorce. I don't want to be cut from the team. What ball did person number one drop initially? They got it wrong. They got what wrong? They were incorrect. They didn't learn. They didn't. Almost like someone's math is not mathing and they don't want everyone else to learn about it. What does that refer to, though? Person number one's math is not mathing about organized crime, real information, and blackmail. Is it fair to say that the ball that was dropped from person number one that gave directions to person number two, that was falling victim to some kind of external, we caught you up in this and now you have to do what we say, by telling this person as person number two to hold on and not make a move? Is that fair to say? Devil. So it's bigger. It's bigger than just someone at the event. This is like someone from outside the event infiltrating the event because they needed to make a decision from an outside entity to wait on something or hold or buy time. And if they didn't, they were going to be exposed for something that they did not want to come out about themselves. New World Order. Covering one eye. I'm going to pretend I don't see that. I'm going to pretend and see how that is to the side where the devil is. It's like, I'm going to pretend like this evil is not really happening. I'm going to pretend like nothing to see here. I'm going to wait and buy time because if not, this guy's going to get me. Allegedly, my opinion. All right, 1 second. Let me find the next question. Okay. This isn't a question either, but I want to pull cards. I feel this young man was the guinea pig of a major group behind it all to get rid of Mr. Trump. Definitely there is more stuff that is going to come to the light. What can we know specifically about the part guinea pig of a major group behind it all to get rid of Mr. Trump? God, higher power in reverse. An evil plot. New World Order. There's that card again. And it once again, we had the devil card with this card. So she was covering her eye to the devil. Now she's covering her eye to God or higher power in reverse. So the devil, the opposite. Gift and package. Someone getting something out of covering or concealing or closing turning a blind eye to this evil plan. It feels like God, higher power, this is much bigger than just the shooter. This is much bigger than just any connection that the shooter's father could have to someone. This is much bigger than whatever the top person that was in charge of this event holds the power to do. It's much bigger beyond that. Is that fair to say? Breakup, separation, divorce. What is it connected? Oh, okay. It's much bigger than that because it is connected to blank. It's much bigger than just that kid. It's much bigger. He was a kid, right? He wasn't the shooter. It's much bigger than just him, much bigger than any connection his father could have, much bigger than the top person at that event, because it is connected to what? What is it all connected to? Yes. Okay. So yes, correct. Much bigger because it's connected to blank. DNA. Much bigger because it's connected to DNA. So I said, so Trump can say, I told you so in some way. That was the benefit of him getting out of the benefit that he got out of that. And then I said, for Biden's side, it was now we can speed up pulling him back and pushing the VP forward. DNA. Does this have something to do with Hunter Biden? Secret weapon in reverse. Caught in reverse. I gotta be careful with what I say here. 3 cards. Give me a way that I can say what I'm thinking on YouTube. Plot twist in reverse. Exactly what we would expect it to be about when I say that. So it feels like, is it fair to say that the blackmail element here, when I refer to person number 1 that gave instructions to person number 2, is it fair to say that that blackmail element is coming from something that is the same? So Hunter is accused of being in bed to some extent with powers of another country. Is it fair to say that that is something that also applies to this situation with Trump, with the attempt? Blackmail paid off. Okay. So not necessarily anything relating to, but more of the powers that be behind that on the other side also have some infiltration in regards to what happened with the Trump attempt. road, distance, journey, rival, competition, abroad, somewhere else, our rival infiltrated us here. So is it fair to say this is much bigger than just Democrat and Republican parties? Evidence. It's almost like it's saying that should be clear. It's almost like it's saying that should be clear because of the mess that it's making. A mess of this scale being made at this time should be clear that it's should make it clear that it's much bigger than just the American Democratic and Republican parties and those involved. Medical emergency in reverse, law enforcement in reverse. So medical emergency in reverse would be representing Biden and trying to heal from things that he recently has been going through. Law enforcement in reverse would be representing Trump trying to not, with the charges that have come up. So both of them are in reverse. So I just said it's bigger than Democrat and Republican. These would be Democratic and Republican, no longer candidate with Biden, but the one who's in power right now and the one who's trying to be in power. So both of them are in reverse. So the call here is coming from where then? The call is coming from accident. Car flipped. Car flipped accident. I don't know where that's going. Greed in reverse. We don't need anything from you. We need, the scene, a scene. We don't need anything from you. And this is a side mirror. So like a rear view mirror in effect type of thing. So it's like, we don't need anything from you by blackmail. We need people to see what's going on that they otherwise wouldn't be able to see, so that when they look back, they can put certain pieces together. That's the investment that the other country has in all of this happening. Stopping movement of what? Conspiracy theory. Another country is invested in what happened because they want the truth to come out about what? Child. If you look back, all the pieces can fall into place. Everything unfolding with Epstein unfolded when it did because it was going to need to be in place so that if any of that blackmail needed to be used at this time, the stage was already set for it. Like if anyone tried to derail the plan, alive. That was the seed that was planted. Epstein things coming out when it did was the seed that was planted so that anyone who was instructed in some kind of role with what's unfolding now, if they didn't follow what they were supposed to be following, okay, well, we got you in this and that, and Epstein thing is already being talked about, so we're just going to put your name out there and you're first to be cut from the team type of thing. Can I have 2 cards in terms of like Epstein and blackmail with this? School in reverse, didn't learn your lesson the first time, or you don't want people to learn about what you're trying to hide. Crossroad. So that will make you, why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Why are people making decisions that they're making so that they can make it to the other side to safety? Blackmail. Because they don't want people to learn about what's going on in the dark or behind the scenes. If that that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to do this in a couple parts because we're already at an hour, so I'm going almost an hour. So I'm going to do maybe 2 more, and then I'll do another part to this as soon as I can. One second, let me find a question. Okay, I'm going to do this last one for now. I feel like we need to know more about the energies of those responsible. Where are they at now, and how will this impact the election? People seem to be more erratic now on both sides, as if it wasn't bad enough before. So what are the energies of the people who are responsible at the top of the formation of the plan? Energies of those responsible at the top. 2 of Pentacles, so we got that before, of weighing my options here. King of Swords in reverse, and abuse of power, the Chariot in reverse, to stop forward progress. Knight of Wands. I'm very passionate about stopping forward progress. It helps me keep things in balance if I can stop forward progress. Is it fair to say that the top people or entity that is responsible for the planning and execution of this plan, is it fair to say that what they are trying to stop is the entire election? Evidence. In what way do they think that they can do that? Like, what do they think that would happen, or what level does it need to get to that they feel as though the election will be stalled or canceled? I don't know. If we're in like a martial, no, that it's not that. What would need to happen to delay or stall something? Almost like we're poking the bear. Oh, celebrity. Oh. Not the whole election. They're trying to stop Trump, which seems obvious being that they shot at him. It's not the whole election. It's how can we take him out before he's able to finish getting his name on the ballot. Regret in reverse. It's worth it to try everything we can, as in the people behind the scenes. It's worth it for us to try everything we can, even if it makes us look a little bad in some cases, because we need to stop him. Stranger. It's not who we think it is. It's much bigger than just Democrat and Republican. I don't think this is something that like Biden sat behind his desk and planned. That's not what I'm getting. I'm getting much bigger than that. Far much bigger than that. Yes. Far much bigger than that. Yes. Where are they now? Manipulation, gaslighting, and control in reverse. Friend, evil, demonic, disposing of evidence in reverse. They are behind the scenes using another part, like using a third party to push out information that makes people look bad. So almost like this is the place that any bad news that comes out is stemming from. Any proof that comes that makes anyone look bad, it's coming from this behind the scenes, hiding in the dark type energy. Anger and rage. Yeah, look, hiding in the dark. And I'm angry that I have to be in the dark. I'm waiting for my moment to step forward. Why did I say that? I'm waiting for my moment to step forward. Hold on. What did I do to this deck? waiting for my moment to step forward. 8 of Wands, 7 of Cups. I'm going to use communication to confuse. Page of Pentacles. I'm going to offer an explanation. I'm going to fast talk people and offer an explanation to confuse them. Is it a leader of another country that's behind the attempt? Infiltrating the people within the country to get them to do the bidding for them? That's the connection. Is there a country represented by a lion? Country. Oh, wow, it's the second one. That's weird. Kenya, Finland, Canada, Norway, Sweden, Spain, Singapore, India, England. UK. I do feel as though there's someone with significant power or authority in another country that has a big role in the planning and execution of what led to someone getting this to unfold in the way it did. Whether that be directing the shooter on what to do, or whether that be directing the external people on what not to do to allow what happened to unfold. Okay, last one. How will this impact the election? How will this impact the election? The Moon, 8 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Something we don't see coming. Again, this is after tarot. So typically it's just the one person on the card. Since this is the scene after, this person is coming back to cut this person free or let them out. And then we have 9 of Pentacles reverse, which is not independence. It's like some kind of switching that's still going to occur. Some kind of major significant switch that is yet to occur. 10 of Swords in reverse. It's not over yet. Something is not finalized yet that seems finalized. Is that fair to say? Yeah, just changing of strategy. Undercutting someone? What does that mean? Undercutting. One second. Undercutting definition. Gerund or present part. Hold on. Offer goods or services at a lower price than a competitor. So we got the competitor. Cut or wear away the part below or under something, especially a cliff. Almost like someone seems like a better option to the people who make the decisions behind the scenes as to who's going to be the front runner. 5 of Wands. Typically, they're all up fighting. They're sitting down. There's going to be some kind of major shift to alleviate a battle that they don't feel like fighting. Is that fair to say? By they, I mean the people behind the scenes. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. I want lasting stability, not a battle. It feels like there's some major kind of shakeup that's still going to occur before the election. Yes. 3 cards to represent that shakeup. And then we're going to end this for now, and I'll do a part 2 as soon as I can. Okay. Can you see that on the screen? Democrat hired life insurance. It feels like there's going to still be some major switch up that we don't see coming, that when we look back, we'll be like, oh, I see how that was being set up for. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Please remember that this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not facts. I will do another part to this as soon as possible. I know I still owe a couple other readings as well. The John O'Keefe, the Sebastian Rogers. I'm going to get to them as soon as I can. Be patient with me for the rest of the month. My son is going to be back in school the first week of September, and then I'll be back on a regular schedule. I just like to kind of have my son outside most of the day, so it's hard to do this while I'm out there with him. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will do another part of this as soon as I can. Oh, please remember, this is all alleged, my opinion, not facts.